right, we can stream up. Oh, we're getting, it says, oh, someone just, Candace just got pumped. No, you don't. Let me see. I wonder, it's not my server settings, all right? I mean, what's my server at? Where am I at? No.
Do you have low latency hardware acceleration on in the voice settings?
He popped out.
Oh, never mind.
Candace is, I guess she's getting reconnected too. Lovely technical. Yep. Boom. He just got knocked out. All right.
I was at my pre-release Friday night for. Any you guys play Magic? If anyone plays Magic, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
Okay. So a week before the release of a set, they have a tournament where you just have to build a deck out of booster packs. So I was at that event, and apparently there's a D&D group there on Friday nights, but they sit up on the upper level, which is like a mezzanine that goes around the whole building. I'm sitting there trying to play my match, and then I hear yelling coming from upstairs, and somebody goes, "You just fucked with the wrong wood elf." I'm like, "Oh no, it's going down up there."
That's me. So yeah. Where is Candace?
Well, she was connected for a second, but then she got popped out, and Robert's having the same issue. Well,
back.
One moment, folks. We're streaming, but we are not fully operational yet.
Do we sound any better now?
Yes.
Yeah, now you sound better. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit quiet, but it's definitely not robotic.
He's always
anymore.
quiet.
How about that?
There you go.
Hey, solid.
Yep.
Got you 5x5.
Yep. Correct. Now we're just waiting on. All right, Candace is typing something. Oh boy. Well. Well, we're waiting on too. Robert seems you're bringing your finger. You got booted out of Fantasy Grounds too, just in case you didn't know.
It may be because I was fiddling around with which Wi-Fi I was on. Looks like it's trying to reload.
Oh my. Well. Gotta love technical issues.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah. Well, it's our business, man. Come on. Job security.
Not when it cuts into my D&D.
He draws a line.
I draw a line on a lot of things when it cuts into my D&D.
Yeah.
It's having a little trouble getting Fantasy Grounds to even launch. Woo!
Yeah. It was only a little update today in one of the books, but I had to restart mine. It threw me for a loop for some reason. I don't know why.
It was only the Xanathar's Guide.
Yeah. But as soon as I got in and all that, mine locked up. I don't know why, but it's fine now.
I think a couple of my books disappeared. I have the PHB, the Sword Coast Adventures Guide, and the Elemental Evil Player's Companion.
That's the main ones you need. There's Volos that's out there for you if you needed it, depending on if your character and Mordecai's. They're just I have them loaded to grab, and then Waterdeep Heist actually has one too that you can load up.
Okay.
But they're not necessary.
Okay.
They were only if you were pulling information from them that you wanted. And I don't even think Mordecai's has. I mean, there's a few extra things there that the races get, some extra feats. Actually, it's just Deep Gnome.
And I don't need Xanathar's Guide to Everything?
Not really. No.
Okay. Cool.
Only if you're planning on taking a class from there later.
Exactly. That's all it's for.
Or spells.
Spells.
You can look at them later, but it's not necessary for tonight, I can tell you that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know, the Waterdeep Heist one, what does it show y'all? Doesn't look like it's just some artwork.
It shows the whole campaign and how to beat it.
Well, one of the things I bought, an add-on for Waterdeep Heist, goes into huge detail on the maps, and it's got pins for almost every location, anything that's mentioned in the module, plus more stuff, and we're going to use some of it to play around with. But a couple of the maps, the pins were all off in the sea, in the water area and all that. And I'm like going, what? And I'm like trying to figure out what. I'm thinking it's from the Waterdeep module itself, but no, Zacchaeus and all that told me no, there's another module out there, and Arthur's working on it because his pins got all messed up. But it's got everything located, so now I can know when y'all go somewhere, it's now on a pin somewhere, and I know how to find it. Because on the Waterdeep Heist maps, they just basically said, we threw in the towel. There's too much, and the maps themselves were, a big issue because of how big they were and how they had to cut them apart. They just didn't even go into the pin at all. They put a few, and that was it. They left it up to the DMs beforehand to determine where everything was at. But this one was really nice. He went into pretty good detail. But his pins got messed up, so I'm waiting on the fix there. Okay. We're still waiting on... Okay, Candace is getting connected. Well, she just dropped off of Discord again. Is the storms cleared out on the East Coast for y'all guys, or are they still raging around over there?
Mine's okay for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no storms over here, but it's just really cool.
Yeah, we're getting some rain right now. We're sending you some here in another day or two. We got rain right now.
Feels like 7 outside according to my watch.
Yeah, well that I knew.
Not that cold here, but it's in the 30s.
Yesterday it was below 0, so today I guess it warmed up.
No, thank you.
Where are you?
It was negative 22 here last week.
Oh, I haven't had that bad yet.
Where are you that's that cold?
Robert, where are you at? You're in Pennsylvania, right?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta.
Yes, I was
cold here. We're
excited
looking
about
at
the game that happened on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've driven to Pennsylvania though.
Me too. I've been to Pittsburgh and Philly.
Well, come on, Candace. Having full issues tonight.
Would seem so.
And that's when I'll try my best to try to get Fantasy Grounds up about 30 minutes beforehand for everybody, just so y'all all know. My regular players y'all have kind of known that, new guys, but I'm trying my best to at least fire it up so you can kind of get in and out, make sure, if something's going on, you can kind of hopefully address it before we get started, just in case.
My biggest worry this morning actually was the my headphones. I thought I had them plugged in, but apparently not so much.
Should we start and let her?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. So we will get started while she's connecting in. It's going to throw my overlay off. Let me drop this in here for soon. She's just having loopy issues. Just got booted out of Fantasy Grounds again. Yeah. Hey, come on, Leroy. Really? Discord had to update too? Ugh.
I've seen no update to Discord.
I haven't run my second client in a while, so it's all right. Let's get started. We have got the stream up. We are missing one right now. She will join us. He will join us when it gets her technical difficulties out. But we've got to get the Waterdeep Heist and our Tuesday group going on. So let's do our introductions in order of on the screen. Folin, you're up first.
I am playing Folinial. He is the now second level Wood Elf Druid. Circle.
All right. And Shadow.
I am Shadow over the valley. Shadow for short. Tabaxi Rogue. Still working out the kinks. Meow.
Linder.
I'm playing Lindir, the second level half-elf bard.
Oh, I forgot to update the sheets. Oops. All right, my bad. I'll do that this next week. Quetzal.
I am playing Quetzal. I am a lizard folk paladin. Still can't see in the dark.
And like I said, we're missing our dwarven barbarian, right? Barbarian. But Candace, she's having technical difficulties. But she will join us as soon as she can. Someone let her know that we've started, please. Just type in that chat for me.
Okay.
And she just let her know to connect up, and we'll await her. But so the group, yes, is in the middle of a hasty retreat down in a sewer level hideout area that they discovered in the search for the long lost and abducted Floon, a friend of Volo's, who they searched for in the need that Volo believes that Floon might have some information about the theft that has taken place with all these dragon coins, and Praetor wanting to get some information about that. And you proceeded down into down from the yawning portal down into the dock ward to the hideout where you discovered Raynar, never member, who was with Floon, and they basically looks like they got them mixed up and left him there. He kind of hid as a fight broke out between Xanathar's guild and the Zentarum. Y'all found him. He kind of told you what was going on. We're remembering things. So you went to the sewers after. Oh, actually, the bird guy. The what's the birds dudes? What are they? Oh my God, I'm having brain
I want to
difficulty.
tell you, but I'm enjoying watching you.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks a lot.
Kinku.
Kinku, thank you. Kinku. Yeah, so Kinku said something about sewers, so y'all went down in there, met a inflatable multi-eyed balloon that you popped and killed it, and found a secret door, unbeknownst because of the map difficulty. And
I like the map, by the way.
yeah, rescuing. Yeah, I actually need to tell Zacchaeus, so he needs to fix that little hiccup on that map. But fixing, moving through the corridor there, you discovered an orc creature, half-orc creature, was beating up this Floon, this humanoid that ended up being Floon, and when y'all looked around the corner, there was an Illithid sitting there with his intellect devour pet, and y'all decided, whoops, and they got Floon and ran away, and they made their way back into one of the connecting entryways in the sewer, and there was a ladder that was going up, and I believe y'all all made your way up to the ladder with Floon in tow, and we left it at that point.
That is correct.
And they got their XP, and they all should have leveled up and been taken care of, and they're quite happy about that. So
Yes, we are.
we pick it up right there. You're sitting in which looks like a little storage area. It sounds like one of the many tavern bars, pubs that crisscross the landscape of Waterdeep. And you kind of smell it because it's stale beer and food, and you've got a couple of barrels in there, and it's just a storage container area, and that's all you've got to go on right now. So what are we doing? Don't all talk at once.
Should we just go outside? Like it's a pub. I don't know how bad it could be.
Maybe we should hang out here in the basement until they come looking for us.
Who comes
So they
looking
come
for you?
looking for us?
The people we just took Flume from. Oh, that was sarcasm. Apparently. Okay, yeah, let's see.
Okay.
Oh man.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would suggest we exit the inn and go back to the yawning portal and take Flume back.
Okay. Anybody else got any questions?
Reasonable.
All right. You will push your way out the door, and yes, in a storage room, and you get a couple of, hey, what? Individuals that are working behind the bar area, kitchen area there, and y'all being fairly new, Floon will go, oh, he will recognize it. It's the Spouting Fish. And it's a tavern that is down in the dock ward. Since y'all weren't, kind of from your travels, you did take a bit of a gantry when y'all went into the sewers, and y'all went for quite a while down that first main corridor before you found the what was called a gazer. But yes, you're still in the dock ward area, and you'll got yourself a little bit of a trek. Woo! What the well? Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. So with that being said, he and he's holding on to, who's got him right now? Was it who? Was
Me.
it? Okay, yeah. So that's right. Because remember, he's cradled you. He's like, hugging you. Thank you. And he's just, won't let go of you. Looks longingly in your eyes. You're the greatest thing that's ever happened to him. And y'all can then make your way. And I believe, what did we do? I'm trying to go back. I apologize. Time-wise, The city guard met y'all out front of the warehouse, so everything's going on. What time was it? I can't remember what we were doing. It's going to be getting in there into the nighttime, I'm going to think. I'll go back and look, but we're just going to play it right now that it is getting to be on into the evening. Now, I also need something from y'all, which I forgot to ask last time. Each and every one of y'all, would you please roll me a D4 in the tower? I am putting something to chance, and I am asking, would y'all just throw that up? All right, well, that's going to determine something I need to know. Okay. So y'all make y'all's way to the yawning portal, and wish Candace was joining us. She's going to miss this. Hop on in there, and you'll find your normal same crowd. Well, not same crowd, but your same type of setup. Volo's at his table as always. You've got their cast of characters all behind the bar. There is, who else is sitting around there? Y'all met the Dernan is behind the bar. Then we've got there's a cast of regulars basically, and the half orc Yagra is she's back in a corner with a couple individuals, and they're you got some other just typical tavern folk, regulars, all sorts of type, enjoying themselves. And we all kind of come in and walk in there with Floon, and Volo is just kind of leaps up quickly and runs over and grabs Floon from you, Linder, and they kind of hug, and he just, they give some pleasantries to each other. My, it's so good to see you. I'm so, what happened? And Floon, basically gives Volo a quick rundown that y'all kind of knew some of the details of. Him and Raynar were at the other tavern and drinking, and Floon had a little too much to drink, and Raynar said they would enjoy the walk home, and some Zentarum thugs jumped out and took them both, and they kept questioning Floon as though he was Rainier. And then the Kinku basically hopped in and some other, not they said the Kinku, let's see, I'm making sure I say this right, and killed the Zents. Some of Xanathar's group, the Kinku were left there to were Xanathar's group, and they were going to be sitting there. They were waiting on. They were going to be attacking anybody else that came in. They were we're using that warehouse as the ongoing battle that's been taking place between the two factions. Apparently, but Raynar y'all let go, so they don't know. So actually, Floon has asked y'all if what happened to his friend. And when he was bringing that, he'll turn around and he'll ask y'all, did y'all see Raynar? Basically, he gives you a description of the individual anywhere in the warehouse.
I say, yes, we saw him in the warehouse. We rescued him after we disposed of those filthy birds. And he told us what happened to you, and we sent him on his way.
He goes, we need to make sure and seek him out to make sure he's okay, because even he's going to be he'll be under, there'll be no doubt that someone will be watching him, thinking that he has more information than what he really knows about his father's involvement with the heist of these dragoons, and not knowing the true relationship that they have with and the enmity they have for each other. But Floon knows that he and Volo were going to speak with Praetor about that some of the information, a couple tidbits that Floon has overheard hanging out in the...
Candace.
Hey, Candace! Ooh. Well,
Hello, can you hear me okay?
yes, we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can.
Yep. All right.
I have no idea what's going on, but I'm going to have to get my computer checked out because I don't know if it's the latest update to Fantasy Grounds, but every time I try and load Fantasy Grounds, it shuts my whole computer down.
Oh, that's not great.
I would try clearing out your cache and see.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm here.
You're
Sorry.
in. So yeah, it shows you connected. So we're waiting. You'll get your stuff up here in a second. So what has happened while you were getting your connections? You've gotten Floon. You came up out of the sewer area into a bar that Floon recognized that wasn't too far off from where y'all started, and you've made your way to the awning portal. You've reintroduced Floon and Volo, and Floon and he's got some information that he needs to tell Praetor, and Volo it says, well, let me, you go do what you need to go disperse that information. You know where to go. I have some stuff and some tidbits that I need to speak with this group about, and he motions to all of y'all to take a spot at his table. He's going to get around for everybody, and Floon says, I will meet back up here later with you, Volo, to go over some more things that our discussions that we were having the other night. And Volo just kind of, eyes kind of open wide up. So not another one of those nights again, and heavy drinking, basically, you could tell. But he said, I will be back here, and I'm going to go check in with Raynar, make sure he's okay. And I'll get back with you as soon as possible. And he thanks all of you again. Anytime, you find your way into a tavern area, always look for them, and he'll graciously buy a round, for the group at any time for rescuing his neck. So he departs the yawning portal, and hopefully all of y'all make your way over to the table, and he will order a round from Durnan, and Durnan gives y'all a nod, kind of giving y'all a quick recognizing the makeup of the party is pretty unique, and so that wasn't, he knew exactly who y'all kind of were, but he keeps them. He's not a man of few words. But the drinks are served, and Volo goes, well, that is a job well done, and understanding that that couldn't have been easy, and I have to congratulate all of you, and I believe that we had an agreement on the table for going off and and helping him find Floon. Do y'all remember what that was?
I believe it was 20 gold each, and we got 10 up front.
So he will sheepishly kind of look at everybody, and he goes, I am waiting for, hopefully, I've only but a few coin to spare at the moment. I'm a little light on that area, so Floon is going to chat with your benefactor to help offset some of that cost, hopefully with the information that he has, and we can then hopefully we'll settle up on that. However, in the meantime, I was able to speak. While y'all were off doing that, I have a trade that I would like to. I had made with your boss for some helping out with discovering what was going on, helping y'all out. But he has given me to give to you. There's a deed to a remarkable piece of property here in Waterdeep, and he's turned it over to y'all to use at your discretion, and how you see fit. in helping y'all out, all I have asked is that I was able to visit it and check it out from time to time, because I believe that it has a spirit that lives there that I would like to study and investigate, because I have a new book that I am putting together, The Guide to Spirits and Specters. And I would like to, do some ghost hunting, if you so speak, to this place. But if you are, would like this, he's graciously turned over the property to let y'all use. And all I ask is that I be able to go in and inspect it from time to time. And if you're interested, he says, it's a ways up north in Waterdeep. It's up in the North Ward, which is going to be off east from where y'all are at, northeast. And if you're interested, he said, let's go. Let's grab a drink, grab a one for the road, so to speak, as they say, and let's take a wander up there and check the place out.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Sure.
Awesome. So
I
y'all,
go a little bit at the sound of a spirit.
He says, it's probably nothing. It's probably just old wives' tale, but you never know. And my new book, my first one, Guide to Monsters, was so popular on the circuit. And I've got, y'all didn't laugh at it, but he basically said in the first meeting and all that Praetor's asked him to find out to discover the author of a series of rom-coms that are being written in a pseudonym, and Volo's doing his best to try to determine who this is, but they're bestsellers in Waterdeep, but it's an ongoing mystery that vexes your employer, and so Volo's going to help him discover who this is, because the circles that Volo's runs in. But y'all are going to head up from, let me give you the map. You're gonna love our map. You're headed toward Troll Skull Alley, and that is in this area of town, as you can see.
Is that where Nihilus set up?
Is that where what?
Nihilus set up?
Yeah. So you never know in Waterdeep. You never know who you'll run into. So y'all make your way through the streets and keeping, a mindful watch on everything that goes on around you. And Volo looks around and checking things. And, the city watch is definitely still out. There's nothing of that has changed. There's still an unease in the city, so to speak. But for most part, the venture over there is fairly uneventful. So now you're going to get a map. Fortunately, I don't believe that they've designed any better looking maps, but give you Troll Skull Alley. It's in for glory. And you're going to what's called Troll Skull Manor. It's an historic building. He basically gives you a little information about it, and he said, we'll look over it. I have a key to the spot, but we'll need to, I've got Floon should be bringing the deed to the property once he speaks with Praetor, and we'll need to go visit a magistrate to get it signed over to y'all for your own use. And we can do that tomorrow. No big rush. And we'll get it taken care of and take care of it that way. The manor is right here, right on the corner. And I want to close all this for the moment. There's so many screens I got to hand out. It is a 4-story tall building. It's got balconies. It's got a turret. It's got 5 chimneys, he tells you. But it's been abandoned for quite some time here on the alley. And he's basically, the alleyway is this whole section, basically what you understand in the center, when you enter in from the north, and then make your way, and you kind of walk all around a little bit. There's, the walkways in between these buildings, and you will see several other shops, and just, looks like it's a thriving little area, except for this, it's a grand building by the looks of it, and it's, but it has been abandoned. And he's trying to say he wants to do a little bit more research with the magistrate on it, and finding out. Hi, Wifey Poo.
Hi.
Hello. How was your day? All righty. Good to see you. Mwah. That, some of its background and history, but his best recollection of what it was used for in the past, and is one of his greatest deals, was a tavern, and another joint, another beer joint, another pub. And he will.
I've never owned a tavern before.
And he will open up the door and kind of motion for everybody to walk in, and you are going to see.
Do you have a picture of the place itself?
Let's see. Good question. Exactly what it looks like. Waterdeep. One moment, because that is artwork. Do we have one? Nope, not that. Troll Skull. Do we have one that looks... Let me keep looking for it. I thought I did. Thought they would have had one kind of the look of it, but I've got floor plans. So I'm going to walk y'all in. Yeah, there isn't one. Artwork. Oh. I would have thought they would have made one just because it's part of the deal, but they don't. Ugh. All right, I'll see if I have one once we're working it, but I don't want to hold this up right now. And we'll walk into the first floor, and you're going to see. Well, this one's a little bit cleaner, but it's all in disarray. A few tables. You've got a bar. It is barrels and tape. There's stuff, kind of broken furniture, cask of wine you can smell that have turned to vinegar. There's just worthless stuff laying all around, and lots of cobwebs, dust hang, in the air. You see from time to time, you'll hear a squeak, run around, but you have the first floor that you see before you, and there is a stairwell running. Now, where is in this building? Let me see. DM's map, first floor. Come up.
Is that whole leftover meals sitting on the kitchen table?
Well, so this is his map, yeah. So what you would have gotten is this, and so the handout is this. You might, and if you want to save it, this is the original one. And so I've got a couple of add-ons, and this one was Zacchaeus's his basically add-on to that they released with the module, where he went in with Campaign Photographer and created these maps, so to speak, to give them a little bit flair than these black and white versions. So I like the cleaner versions, but I think there was, where is that other one? Options, map, first floor. We got a little bit different one that you could use off with. It just kind of shows you, run down right now. We'll use this one unless y'all decide to do anything with the the other one. You've got basically no frills hub. And there are 4 other floors. Like I said, rooms, store, you can take your time and work your way up and about the area, but you can kind of look, if you want to look at the main map that I sent you, that will give you the layout. This one kind of show y'all. He will give you some time. He says, please, feel free, walk around, go see all that you want. And you've got, it looks like, I'm trying to see where these line up. The stairwell, how do we get from floor to floor to floor here? I can see the second, third. There's a basement area.
Looks like the stairs going from the first floor up to the second floor is outside on the northeast corner of the first.
Oh, see, I thought that was out. I thought,
That's going
maybe that
up
is,
to the
yeah.
floor
I see what you're
on the
saying.
second.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go in the hall up to the third floor.
Yeah, the rest of the internal rooms, are all inside that stairwell. Okay. And there is even a basement that has a wine cellar and an ale cellar, and everything down there is rotted, need to be disposed of. You have got all the furniture inside and in the floors are completely useless as far as being able to salvage or do anything with. It's going to take, well, up to y'all, but it is your building now to do with what you feel, what you choose. And he goes, I will let you enjoy and get to know the place. I will return tomorrow to get 1 or 2 of you that we can go to the magistrate and get the paperwork signed over once Fluin brings the deed back. And I bid you adieu for the evening. And he will look around, and he kind of searches, and he's poking a few things, and you kind of see him kind of listening and wanting to see what's going on. He's kind of just sense anything in the room at all. And goes, I know I have to bring some of my equipment back. And he will turn around and make his way off into the darkness of the night, leaving y'all in Troll Skull Manor.
That dude's gonna come back with dowsing rods, and he's gonna be walking around looking like a weirdo.
Hey, now it's crystals, and they're tuned to the afterlife. Okay, and you never know. All right, so you have you have this building to choose with what you will.
Wow.
I want to go up to the third floor and check out the turret room up there.
The third floor. All right. Oh, don't need the library stuff. You have. Let's see. We're going to use the older maps for the moment. Waterdeep. Come here. Options for Troll Skull. That's at the grid. I don't need the grid on right now. I'm just going to give you, well, actually it's already here. So third floor. And then you have, do we have, where is the turret? Looks like it is.
Well,
off.
the top of the turret is on the 4th floor.
Yeah.
So you have to go in through that little hexagon thing on the top left, and it looks like you might have to go up somehow, maybe a trap door on top.
Ladder.
Yeah, it's a little ladder. Let me see what it says here. Troll Skull Alley. All right. Well, it doesn't give me much. Why don't I have more to look at? Options. Okay.
Just out of curiosity, when we take that ladder up to the peak, is that outside or is that?
It has a turret. Yeah, you could see out over the city.
What I'm saying
Yeah.
is that on the roof of the turret or is it covered? The turret.
Oh, it's not covered. I don't
Okay,
believe so. Yeah.
That's on the roof then. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. There is a peak though. I'm trying to see attic. Let me get that's what I'm missing. There's the attic. Okay. Boop. Player grid. I don't care about that. Here we go. So, boom.
Ah. The maps are so big.
They are big.
That's okay.
You've got the attic, third floor, first floor. Let me give you. You'll love them all. They'll be shared. Y'all can look through them. Second floor and basement.
Ah! Too many maps.
There's a lot of maps. Yeah, but they'll be shared now. They're all shared to you, so you can close them out, and they'll be, when you go back to your images, maps and images, you can pull them up so that you can see them.
I am just going to minimize all of them.
Yeah. So, but few bedrooms. You've got second floor has a bedroom and a spare room off the side. The third floor has another bedroom and a study and a master bedroom up there. Then
Sunil would like to claim the wine cellar.
Yeah, I would.
I'm gonna drag a mat down there. I'll sleep down there, y'all. You can have the other rooms. I don't care. It's my room.
Shadow wants the attic bedroom.
I want the bedroom with the entrance to the on the third.
the turret. Gotcha. Yep.
I want the bedroom that's attached to it. So I want.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. So
Where's my wine cellar?
I can
Oh,
throw
there
it
it
down with the
So
balcony.
you've got, each one of you have a map. So you may click on it and claim it. You can put your marker there. There's tokens. Let me see. I've got tokens. Which ones are we sharing? Spell tokens. Options for troll. You could just grab one. If you just want to grab one of the letter tokens, you can put that represent your first name or whatever. You can just drag them on the map. Which one are yours? But you've got multiple maps now that'll kind of show you. We'll get rid of Zacchaeus right now unless we'll keep them. Where are my shared ones? I want to go to shared. And we're going to all shared. I want to get rid of his Waterdeep.
All right. How do we drop the letters? I don't know how to do it.
So you can open up, you can grab, if you got tokens, if you got some that are letters, you can just grab one and drag it over to the map, can't you?
Yes, I see it now.
I've only got 2 tokens with letters.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have one. I don't have one with letters.
Oh, I thought the player's guide would have given y'all some. I will create. You could just, can I share? I will figure out how to share this for y'all, and we'll just put it, make a note. Actually, what you can do, someone make a note in Fantasy Grounds and share it to everybody. Yeah. That'll be the best way for right now. What I'm going to do is get rid of some of these maps. So, okay.
Wine and ale cellar is mine. Putting a big old circle around it. It's fine.
There you go.
Just the whole cellar.
The whole wine and ale cellar is mine. Mine. All mine.
All right. That'll cut down. So you've got maps and the Yawning Portal, Troll Skull Alley, Manor Players, which is kind of the overview map. There you go.
That was cool.
Still have we'll share that later if you'll go back
That eye
down
is
there.
creepy.
Cool. All right. That's funny. I closed the image and I'm looking right at it. All right. So y'all have this whole establishment, but it is in very disarray and disrepair and needing a lot of work. And
I think we should open up the first floor as a tavern and get some cash flow so we can fix the rest of the place.
Well, the problem with that is well, it's a good idea, but obviously we got to clean it up first and repair it and all that kind of stuff, and buy furniture, buy stock. More money we have to put into it at the moment, I think. But we can start cleaning it up and stuff.
Sounds like we need more capital.
Yeah.
That's
So we can start doing and do some more adventuring and get some more money.
You know, at least clean it up a little bit, make it comfortable for us to sleep in when we're here.
Yeah, I'm going to start with my bedroom and clear this stuff out.
Yep. So y'all can proceed. Yeah, that's the way you kind of spend the night. Cleaning up, assessing, what you have before you in the task, and Folan, you from time to time, you will just feel a brush of cold every now and then, or there'll be a light whisper that you'll hear just over your shoulder, and you'll turn and look, and there's nothing there. Or you thought maybe the window was open, and you check it again, and it's quite closed. There's no breeze coming through.
I wonder if this is the spirit that Vola was talking. Are you there, spirit?
You can roll me a persuasion check in the tower, please.
Hey there, demons. It's me. Yeah, boy.
You say persuasion?
Mm-hmm. You are not, there's no answer. However, what you, no, actually, Candace, I didn't, but we'll do it real quick while we're sitting here chatting. I forgot to do all y'all's actions. Oops. We'll get to that. Some plates. You hear something smash down on the first floor. Right after you say that. I'll go code everything tomorrow. I totally forgot about doing that. That's on me, and I got to update y'all's character sheets for the stream. So don't worry about it. You can make notes there, try it yourself, but if not, I'll finish it all tomorrow. Do it tomorrow night while I'm watching some streams. Anyway, yeah. So you're chatting stuff, and there's something crashes down on the first floor.
I will go down to the first floor.
I will go down to the first floor as well.
As would I.
Yeah, there's just a mess. Yeah, in the kitchen area, some couple of cabinet doors stand open, and what's left of a few plates are on the grounds, broken, that were not
I
there.
wonder they couldn't keep a business going in this place.
I say, why did you do that, spirit?
nothing happens.
Well, I felt something upstairs in my room, and I spoke to him, and the crash happened. So I was assuming that was him. But I don't know. I say we should maybe we should work on cleaning up this first floor for a while and see if we can get it back.
I come up from the ale cellar with a couple jugs of meat in my hand and go, "What y'all making that racket up here for?"
Was no.
I suspect that our resident spirit did that.
Resident spirit, okay. Okay, well, where'd you hear it from? Because if it was down this way, I was probably me making a racket down in the ale cellar rather than anything else.
Well, I felt a chill, as in there was something, and like I felt a brush or something, and I spoke to the spirit, and then as soon as I said something, I heard a crash down here. So I think.
Oh.
So if I were to inspect the chimney on the first floor and see if it's clear, if there's any.
No, it's going to need some work. Got a few bird nests, rat nests in it, and stuff like that. It hadn't been cleaned out in quite some time.
I'm gonna mage hand that.
Great idea.
You will run the hand up and down the, and inside that, just kind of pulling stuff around and knocking, displacing things. Yeah, just yeah. You will displace several nests and a couple of spider nests. Y'all will have to deal with a little infestation that you have up in there of some spiders.
Well, as long as we can, it will draw air up. We can build a fire, and I imagine.
Yeah, once he does that a few times, yes, yeah, it'll take a little work, but y'all have, you've got some. It's just something that's going to take you. It's not going to all be accomplished in the evening, one night. What you see before you, okay, and so y'all can, the rest of the night, we're, assessing, going through and seeing that, renovations that you're going to have to incur, and take an assessment of that. It's going to take some time to figure out exactly how you want to set it up, and get the extra pieces for your rooms, things like that. And then, like you said, you gotta, how you're going to earn money. That's a good. But you're not sure yet. But you
said all the furniture in here is worthless.
It's all in horrible condition, just chewed on, rotted. Termites. Yeah, it's just.
At least you got some firewood then.
Yeah, you can very easily. So.
I say we take all this rotted furniture and stuff and at least pile it in a corner and sweep this place up to make it somewhat livable. And
yes.
What did the bedrooms look like upstairs?
They're all in disarray. You're gonna have to replace. You understand that almost everything in here has to be replaced. It has not been touched. The wine
cellar looked pretty good.
Yeah, the caskets that are down there are all vinegar.
So Neil is now very upset. Fine.
Looks like we'll have to stock up.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
So the night passes as y'all are going through this, and putting together, some ideas that y'all are going to have to. So we're going to go as long as we can, but this is some of the stuff that y'all can handle and put together in the Discord chat room now. All right. Because a lot of this and things you're going to have to discuss, even though we're not, we're going to get together once a week, but, this is the task before you right now, is what to do with this. Then the day, night turns to day, and I'm trying to remember spring. It is early.
I maybe we want to do a long rest instead of working all night. So. So
Well,
I like
yes,
it.
you
Yes.
can. That's fine. Yeah, that's perfectly legit. Boom. Everybody gets their long rest. And,
Pretzel is probably no longer.
nope, not blinded. Why? Oh, yeah, that's right, because he was in the dark. That's right. Okay, and sorry about that. Floon's not here anymore.
Nope. Stop attacking things.
Yeah, so you will venture out while you're waiting for. Oh, what do you know? I knew I had one. Here she blows.
Oh, this place looks like a dump.
That is the dump with promise.
It's your dump, though.
But now it's our dump.
It is your dump now. That's correct.
So Neil thinks it's just a long project. He's seen worse.
So yes, y'all will move out into the alley, and you will discover, it is, definitely plenty of activity going on. There's definitely several shops that you will go over here in a little bit. The rest of the places really look to be row houses, private residence. There is a good many. You're finding yourself. This is a little bit more of the upper middle class area of Waterdeep, or this area, because there are plenty of the establishments you see. The residents look to be. You see housekeepers, some groundskeepers. You see a few of those type of individuals coming in and out of several of these residences. And we have a couple of shops that you can make your way through. Let me bring up.
Is there a corner somewhere we can hire some day laborers?
Some what?
Day laborers.
You're going to have to go figure that out. Yes. You're going to have, so Volo will catch up with y'all. So we'll go over a couple of, there are a couple of spots that y'all are kind of looking. We're going to establish them just for the time being. A couple places that kind of stand out, at least in this area where y'all are at. Y'all make your way over. You'll basically kind of go into the alleyway and make your way east. One of the first buildings that kind of catches you is this little 3-story house right here, and it looks to be. You kind of see there's some translucent glass walls in the front area. That's right. They're moving on up, but it's an opportunity that is before them. This is but these glass walls, you kind of see from there a rainbow of flowers, kind of blossoming in the windows, and it looks to be some type. You can kind of see up above, Folan. You'll not recognize or see lots of plant lives and things up on what looks to be a 3rd floor. And it looks like this may be some type of herbal apothecary type establishment that is there. Y'all make your way down, continue on east, and you've got a couple of buildings here. Now, let me see if I put a token. Let me see. Where's Player's Handbook? I don't know if y'all. Oh, I need to derp. I need to send the map to everybody. I was like, dude, where's the map? Okay. So on this map, one is this apothecary type establishment that you kind of see. Y'all are, and unless y'all want, if you want to go into one, let me know. I'm just figuring I was kind of giving you a quick kind of rundown of the buildings and the shops and the kind of stuff you see in the alleyway. Two we'll leave here. Y'all walk. When you're kind of moving closer to it, you're seeing smoke and steam bill out from the windows that are open, and definitely the dwarf catches that there's steel work being done here, and even quite y'all might you definitely, you can smell it in the air too, you can hear some banging going on inside, things like that. Directly across of it, you see there's a small wooden sign above the main door, and it's just a large bent nail sticking out of the sign. And it looks to be, you kind of peek in, and it looks to show some ornate wooden furniture, and there are some crossbows and bows hanging on the wall. Maybe some type of woodworking place here.
Oh my god.
All right, you move on around, and nothing else kind of catching your attention for the moment. You will see in the middle of a street over here in this main section, there's a sewer cap. Just FYI. Y'all make your way back west, and next building that will catch your attention is number 4 here.
I did not hear any of that.
What now?
I'm getting really choppy.
For me?
Distorted noises. Yeah.
Let's see. What about everybody else?
I'm hearing you just fine.
Yep. I'm hearing it from everybody, so it's on my end.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there is the sign above the door, is a orange and black sign featuring a cat's eye.
Ooh, I take a closer look at that.
It you look inside, you kind of see you kind of get a peek inside there. It's a regal apartment inside the front room, but it's dimly lit, but you can't see anything else. And then maybe the hint of incense kind of catches your cat senses, but you don't see anything else moving on inside. Don't know what it is. Kind of interesting. And last but not least, at least for the moment, it's going to catch your eye. And number 5, and there's a sign above this is a charming sign of a gold dragon curled around a treasure hoard of books and scrolls. And you can look inside, and the earthy scent of old books basically can waft out you. You're seeing what looks to be a strong room of library, books, scroll. It is a reading area establishment, some type of shop of old books and tales and things like that. Bookshop. And that is kind of what you have in your alleyway for the moment. Now there are other, everywhere else there's more to this, but these are your neighbors.
So what was one again?
One is thinks you some type of herbalist, you've got plant life and you can smell some medicinal things.
So no metal shop or anything like that around here?
The metals, no, that's number 2.
Oh, that was 2. Okay.
That's 2. That one is this, you definitely could tell something's being made in there. You could hear the hammer on metal and stuff like that. Yep. So as y'all were doing that and kind of spending part of the morning there and getting to just kind of know the area, you will then kind of head back and you'll find Volo waiting on the doorstep. And he will say yes. So I see that you're acquainting yourself with the alleyway. And anything exciting happened during the evening?
I think we might have made the acquaintance of our locals.
Oh, do
And
tell.
I explained to him the details.
Ooh, plates smashing. That may not. Hopefully, that's not a bad sign. You never know. We'll have to arrange one night. I will bring my tools and my crystals and rods and all that, and we will set up and see if we can discover that which inhabits this place. I feel that it has to be something here, but you never know until you study it and write about it. He's definitely giddy about it all, but we must get. And he pulls out. And he pulls out this. Have the deed to the property, and we must get to the magistrate to get this signed over to you and taken care of quickly. And he will motion he says, I need a couple of you who represent the whoever wants to be representative of the group. I need you to go with me, and we will make our way across town to a magistrate's office so that we can get this taken care of. Who wants to come? Who is it that's going to come with me?
I'll go.
I'll go.
Okay. All right. So he rolls the deed back up and he puts it in the tube, and he looks down at it and it says, yes, it looks like it has the proper notarizations on it. So yes, let's go. And he will take you over into the courthouse in the castle ward. And you're meeting with there's a tiefling magistrate, Silmerhelv, Kylene Silmerhelv. Man, I love the way they throw the consonants around in these names sometimes. And I have an appointment scheduled with her here at noonish, so let's go. And so you'll make your way around, and you get to the courthouse, and the magistrate is there, and she will do a few stamps and change a few and write on the official documentation, turning it over to whose name will we be putting on this? Who's taking possession of this building?
I
think we should put it in the name of the group.
What group name would that be?
Put it in the name of the group to be named.
And what would that group name be?
The group to be named later.
Oh, some people have some homework to do now. Yep. So we'll need a name for next week. That's the name that we'll put on the deed. And she will stamp it, make a few notes in some journals that she has. And she then turns and looks to everybody and goes, that'll be 25 gold pieces, please.
25 gold pieces a piece?
No, total, that's all. It's an estate transfer tax that I must collect now.
Well, there's 5 of us, so each gonna drop in 5. Does that seem fair?
I was just gonna look at Volo, but if you want to do that.
Oh, it's the new
Volo should
owners.
Totally pay for it.
The new owners. It is an estate tax. It is now in your name, and I must collect it from you.
Yes, but he owes us each 10 gold pieces, so he should be able to pay it.
He's given us the tavern in exchange for that. I think is what
Prater gave it to. It's actually from Prater. Volo has talked him into it because he wants to study it, and he's kind of Well, about that, like I said, I'm a little light on the cash right now, but I'm good for it later.
When's later?
I've got some work and I've got a few more books to sell. I still have my Monsters Guide, which is a hot seller on the market if you don't know.
Money. I give him the 25 gold.
Okay, so y'all, however you want to split it apart, just remove from your inventory, please. And thanks you, and she will pocket it, put it in a little bitty chest deal, lock it up, and we'll hand over. You've got a deed now that is yours to hold on to, and you make sure don't lose this now because you're responsible for it. And the tax man, she will go into. Did I really close all that? You dork. So, where is it? Where options for troll? There we go. All right, the deed, and I got that, and I need to options, upgrades, and options. There we go. So she will let you know that, yes. So in understanding, what you do at the establishment, there are licenses that will be required depending on, what your final choice, if you're going to do anything other than live in it. So we will, definitely be around from time to time to check in on this place. And she just
out of curiosity, how much are these licenses? And what kind of licenses are they?
So your license is that you'll need to, for the city and all that, I will let you know that most of the, in a size, she kind of looks over the phone and then she kind of pulls out some books and she looks over the plans and understanding, yes, this is quite a nice piece of property. How, nice that y'all were given this. Yes.
It's a rundown dump right now.
Yeah, well, the renovations, you're going to have to speak with many of the guilds if you're going to get certified and have the abilities to make the changes to the building. The guilds will have to be involved, so you'll need to talk to several of those, depending on what needs you need. Just doing the work on your own will be a little touchy, I might add. So I would definitely speak to the guild members. And a license for this, and they get with all those innovations and changes, probably going to be somewhere around about 1,200 gold, I think. Yes.
So if we don't make any changes and all we do is renovate it and put it back to its former glory, those
are considered renovations, sir. They are. They'll cost.
Even if it restores the historical nature of the city.
It still costs because the guilds are going to want their involvement. Yes, I'm afraid so. But you're the owners of it now.
What if we do it on our own? Yeah.
No, you'll have to get some of the guild members involved. Yes, the labor unions. Yes.
Let me ask you a question. Is there a law requiring us to involve the guilds?
Yes.
Or are they just going to get pissed if we?
Yes, So the guild. Yeah. Well, they won't be happy about it. It's a labor. Yeah. She kind of it would be smart, I would just say, to involve the guild members, or
Well, put it this way, we will consult the guild members, but we will not be bullied into paying them all of our gold just because they're going to get pissy if we don't. We will make that determination.
That's up to you. I'm just letting you know what the city itself requires.
Yes.
And the certifications
what are the actual requirements for it?
Like I said, renovations and the licenses that you'll need to do the work and all that will probably run you around 1,200 gold.
Just for the licenses?
And the renovations, that's correct.
All right. So that is the cost for the renovations also.
Yes, I would have to assume, yes, for something in that side. Yes. But then don't forget, if you run an establishment, then, there'll be costs for that, no doubt. Operational costs. and knowing that this place used to be it looks like a tavern. You'll have, no doubt, wages, upkeep, and services that the guilds will provide, the laundry and cleaning, fresh produce, the liquor itself. Thus will cost.
Oh, really? I thought running a business was totally overhead free. Thank you for that information.
Anytime. That is what I'm here for.
So just out of curiosity, how much do the guilds pay you?
Say that now. I didn't hear what you said.
I said, just out of curiosity, how much do you get paid by the?
Oh, we didn't discuss that. No. We never discussed that. Then proper.
Okay.
You're
you answered my question that you are being paid by the guilds.
I'm not, but no, she's paid by the city. She's not. She might be part of it.
Paid by the guilds too, or she wouldn't be pushing their payments.
No, Volo will also kind of, he kind of looks at, he will confirm that she is speaking the truth. That the guilds, that you have the different groups who, you get certifications from, and to be able to use their services and all that, to get it into a operational state has to have their involvement. Yes, you can try to do it yourself, but y'all don't have the skill sets. So it would take you a lot longer and more money over time. Understanding that you're, at the moment you lack the skills yourselves to do all this.
We also lack the money, so
lack the money too, and so that'll be addressed. Trust me. But you have, and it's like the opportunity right now is dependent on what you. I'm not definitely telling you what it is your building to do what you want to with right now, and nothing else has. So in the day or so, Volo, you're talking about nothing's come across your radar. It's going. You don't know what's around the corner for y'all. So right now, the only thing in front of you is this building and your establishment to choose with what you want to do with. I would definitely say that. But she's basically coming back to you, seeing what it has been apparently used in the past, the records. And she will tell you the records are fairly, and she's trying to see anything else about it. And they seem to have been lost. I don't understand. This building has been, I definitely can say that it's been around for a while, but I don't know. She looks, the original owner's records are not here. And it's measurements. Well, these are very sketchy. We may have to send somebody over there to do a little extra work and understanding of what is all going on in this building. It is somehow just slipped past us for some reason. Very perplexing. I'm going to have to research this. And she goes, but that is up to you. But yes, I would definitely behoove you to engage with the guilds of those craft and artisans that you need to help out. And they're fair. You definitely. Volo will tell you the same thing too. Understanding city life here, that where you're at. Is definitely a little bit more upscaler part of the neighborhood, and you're going to have plenty of opportunities to engage with people and finding those right ones, but you will want to negotiate with them. And there's always more than one, so your options. So.
By the way, we have some silver bars and paintings to sell.
You do. Yes. That's right.
I need to.
I was checking my character and wondering why I was holding so much weight, and I just noticed that I have extra bars.
Y'all have
we need to sell those because I don't want to keep carrying them.
That's why I left them in the party inventory so we could just sell them.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So she thanks you, and anything else down the line, please come and ask. That is what we're here for. Have a good day. And she motions you out of her office. with this newfound knowledge.
Well, looks like we're gonna need a
No
lot more
D&D was
We're gonna need a lot of money.
didn't know D&D was gonna go this way, did you? Yep.
All right.
Well,
I
I get my
suggest we
5
keep
gold
on
pieces
investing.
for the deed, so
Yeah, same.
I'm sorry, what was that? You're giving me your 5 gold?
yeah, I gave 5 gold pieces for the deed. I took it 5 out of my bank, so
Yep, same.
Yeah, you need to remove however y'all want to settle up on that. I leave that up to you, but make sure you just keep track of it. And
I had taken off all 25 out of mine, so if you guys give me 5 each, then I'm back up.
yeah, I took 5 out of mine, so up yours by 5 at least from me.
I took out 5. You can upgrade yours by 5.
As did I. All right. I think we should find an investor.
Well, I think Prater should be helping out with some of this if we're going to help him with anything. I think we need to go talk to this Prater guy.
I mean, he just gave us this place, so
I know, but he didn't really tell us that it was going to be in this kind of condition, and we're going to need help with something, and obviously he's got power somehow, so I think if we talk to him about doing some things for him, maybe he will help contribute in getting the guilds and that connection that he probably has considering his power to help us, work on it while we go off and run things for him.
yeah.
I
But
mean,
first, let's unload these silver bars and these paintings.
yeah. That works.
Hmm. Who would want silver? They don't make silver out of weapons around here, do they? Or they don't make weapons out of silver, I should say.
Yeah, but
you
do
don't
we
know.
have any?
You don't know. You would have
We're
to.
still with Volo, right?
Volo's with you. Yep. And he
I
says
asked
yes.
that question aloud.
That's well, we would have to. We can go find some. Sure. There's a few armorers I know. Certainly, there's even got I know a silverware place that might have an interest in them.
Great. That
Which
seems like a surefire shot.
Let's go check out this silver person.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're in the. She's not too far down here. It's Soren Silverware's place. Yes, I remember it quite well. It's here in the Castle Ward itself. Now I don't have. This is the issue. I'm gonna re-download it because this was one of the add-ons I bought that put all the pins everywhere, and he's got to fix it because his pins are screwed up. So I'm not quite certain where he is on the map, but Volo will take you to Soren Silverware, and it's a little 2-story building shop, and it's definitely silver abounds because you can see from the window there's plates and dinnerware, and you even got looks like there's some necklaces and some jewelry types, things like
Wow.
that.
Great. Let's walk inside.
You walk in, ding, 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 little bell. Always you gotta have a little bell, over the
Door, yeah.
So, a demure little halfling female will come around from behind a counter area, and looks at the group. Now, who I saw someone just messaged me. You can just and Thorn, you can just zap me. You can say something or put it in the Fantasy Grounds chat. Most of the time, it's going to be hard for me to catch in the Discord. A lot of times, just so. But you can, if you want to break from the group, and you're going to go back home, you go right ahead. So, because you all are free, all about what you want to do.
He's breaking from us already?
What?
Thorn.
Somebody breaking?
I'm going to go talk to the blacksmith about some supplies.
Okay. No.
Ah,
Yep. No. This you just y'all role play this out however you want to. So Quetzal is going to excuse himself, and he's going to head up to check in with the blacksmith or this metal workers that's up in your neighborhood.
well, first, do you have any silver on you that we should take with us to the silver
I
place?
did not take my silver bars.
Okay. See you later then.
All right. Well, he will excuse himself. Sorenth will introduce herself and ask, what brings this group into my shop this fine
We've got
morning.
some silver we're looking to sell. Some
Yep.
bars of silver that we were looking to get rid of.
Yep. So, and yeah, like I was saying, and so it has been going on. It's, summer has crept into early fall. So, definitely the change of, heat, and now becoming to cooling and light breezes were blowing through the city. The foliage begins to change, just so y'all kind of know that it's, early fall in the city of Waterdeep. And she goes, well, you have some silver. Please let me see. What do you have?
I'd take one out of my bag and give it to her.
Oh, look, this silver's not been taken care of. That is such a shame. And she grabs it.
No. I get Sunil gets highly offended and says, stop right there. This silver is high grade quality, and my 220 years of being a mountain dwarf has got to hold some weight on that. That's good quality silver.
I beg to differ. I do not mean to offend you, but this corrosion has degraded the silver.
That's not corrosion. That's just age. A little bit of age. You wipe that stuff off and polish it up. It's going to be perfectly good silver.
I wish I could help you then, Sir Dwarf, but I can see that it means a lot to you, but this is definitely, in my opinion, with the quality of work that I do, I'm afraid I guess I can't use it then.
What would you give us for it then?
Well, she grabs it and she's chipping at the skin because these bars are black. They are silver underneath there, but they're definitely heavy corrosion with it, that they have suffered. And she, the best I can do is 35 gold a bar.
You any better than that?
It's
We should do
corrosion.
some looking around before we settle on a buyer.
Yeah, I think we can probably get better someplace else. What do you guys think?
Meow.
Be that
Stop
as
playing
it
with your
may.
ball of Stop playing with your ball of twine, Shadow. Tribute to the conversation here.
I think at the minimum we should get two more quotes before we settle on a buyer.
I mean, I wonder if that blacksmith knows how. I mean, he's got to know how to handle, metal. He's probably better at handling it than this person. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's a raw material. All you have to do is refine it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, exactly. I say we go check out the blacksmith with see what Quetzal came up with.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all will proceed on out. Quetzal, while they were negotiating, you would have taken some time and made your way into the shop. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to walk in, and it is definitely there is an indoor forge inside here in an open area. Great big chimney is in the center of the room, and you call out to whoever whoever would be here, because you don't really see anybody. You can hear some banging in the back, and a light will kind of, out of the smoke and the steam and all that, you will see a glowing humanoid kind of come walking through there, and the individual stepping before you, you will see what is a fire genasi is standing there with a hammer in his hand, and he kind of stops and looks at you, and wow, lizard man, don't have much lizards walk in this shop before. And he goes, Avi, come here, we've got a customer, someone's here. And you'll wait a second, and coming out of another area will be another man, and it is a water genasi. And obviously, hi, well, Embrick, you're right, but you don't have to yell. I was just on the other side over here checking some stuff out. And he kind of looks over at you, and he says, "Don't excuse my husband. He's a little grumpy sometimes. How can I be of service to you?"
I was wondering if you would be interested in a deal or partnership.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what you're asking me. What is on your mind?
Well, me and my group of companions recently came into the ownership of a Troll Skull Manor, and it is kind of run down and needs some repairs. And I was wondering if you would be willing to trade either supplies to fix it or the labor to help us fix it in exchange for me bringing you supplies and materials from things that we fight while on our adventures.
It would depend on, the materials that you bring to us, as you can tell. And he kind of motions through. Yes, we craft, metal weapons and armor, shields like that here. And that is what we do. I work on the armor, and Grumpy Boy over there, he's the weaponsmith. And, we enjoy a good bit of work. There's always a need for the weapons that we produce, and you can see they're basically hanging around and sitting around pretty much any and all type of stuff that you would find in the player's handbook, normal weapons, armor, stuff like that, definitely. But it would depend on, we don't really do commission work, but there's always, for trade and all that, as far as, depending on the quality of what you bring and of purchasing it back from you. But as far as if you're wanting to do work in a mansion, we're not, I don't know what kind of work we could help you with. We can make a few metal things, but we're really, we're the steam and steel shop here. And that's what we do, is we make weapons and armor. That's what we're best at. You might want to go talk, if you're wanting some, other metal workers or smiths like that, you might want to go talk to the most careful order of the skilled smiths and metal forgers, or my splendid order, the armorers, locksmiths, and finesmiths. Finding maybe somebody that might be more apt to what you're wanting to do. You hadn't even told us what you're going to be doing with this building. Now, which one are you talking about? Where is this building located at? You said Troll Skull Manor. You're not talking about the old building on the corner when you come into the alleyway, are you?
Yes, that building.
Oh, that's going to need some work, it is.
Very much.
I don't envy you that. That'll put a few calluses on your hands.
Well, he's...
And then y'all are talking. The rest of y'all can walk in to see these, he is talking to, two, a male a male fire genasi and a male water genasi.
Genasi.
You know them well.
No air genasis in this building, are there?
No.
Good.
They're hot.
Air genasis.
A lot of hot wind coming out of them.
Yeah, basically. Full of themselves. Always lifting things in the air. Silly. Well, if you how's it going, Quetzal? Are they willing to help us out in any way, or?
Well, it turns out that they deal mostly in the water genasi deals in armor, and the fire genasi makes weapons.
Weapons, you say?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Fire Genasi, I don't know what your name is, sir, but what do you think of this?
They call me Imbrick.
Imbrick, okay, Imbrick. That's funny. Imbrick. What do you think of this silver? And I present one of the bars of silver to him. Do you think?
Oh, such a shame. Where did this come from? Such callousness to work with a good fine metal like this.
Where did this come from?
I would think from.
They were in the warehouse when y'all rescued Rainier. They were underneath a lot of the gunk.
Yeah.
And they'd been sitting there for a while. And yes, he goes, "Oh, this would have been worth a good bit back in the day, but unfortunately, look at this corrosion. It will take a good bit of removing the bad silver, the corroded silver, to get anything that's good here. So you're going to lose." Yes, he will confirm that you're going to lose some of the value because you're going to have to remove the corroded silver off to get to the good silver. So I would have to take these and break these apart to see how much corrosion is actually infected and eaten away the silver.
Such a fine Genasi smith such as yourself, I think you'd be able to do something with it. How do you think you could offer anything to us in trade for this, or?
Well, yes, I'm going to need to see them. How many do you have? We need to break them open to see how much corrosion has actually that's going to have to be removed.
We can't have you breaking every single one of them. Then we wouldn't have anything to sell to somebody else. How about I just give you one to test, see what you think. Now I'll want it back no matter what, unless we come up with a deal. But I'll give you one of mine to test.
Well, certainly. So he goes, "Well, I need to take it back over here to my anvil to break it open, if you don't mind." You can come with me if you want. I don't.
Absolutely. I'm 220 years as a mountain dwarf. I'd like to be able to see what a Genasi can do with an anvil. So yeah, I'd be happy to watch.
And you see Imbrick roll his eyes at Avi as he turns around, and the dwarf didn't see it, but the rest of you did. So he will go back over to his anvil, and he basically is going to snap one open, and you've got about a quarter of the bar is eaten up. And so the he's looking at that in a silver, he would have told you that in the day they were worth, the bar itself was probably about 50 gold in its day. And now you've lost about a quarter of its value.
Okay, so what you're saying is it's worth,
can you do the math?
35 gold pieces?
30, 35, probably in there somewhere. 35. Sure.
Okay. So would you be willing to either give us some weapon or some armor or something in exchange for a couple bars silver?
I think we need the cash more than anything, don't we?
I'd prefer the cash, but if we're going to go out on some adventures, getting some armor to be able to go out on those adventures or some weapons might help us get the gold later on.
It's
I
you.
mean, I could
it's-
use a couple more daggers, but the type of armor I'm looking for wouldn't be made here.
he.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. Without testing the silver and putting it into the fire and doing some work with it, I really can't say, and seeing some of this corrosion without, one bar does not make a weapon. I might be able to make some arrowheads from it, or maybe a blade or two for a smaller dagger type, or what's the needle point daggers? The what are they called? Stiletto. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. But as far as
Well, what about monetary exchange? What about some gold pieces in exchange for the bars, so you can take on the challenge? I mean, I would think that you would want to challenge yourself.
You can make me a persuasion check.
What about intimidation check?
He's not intimidated by you at all.
Fine. I want to use my I want to use my inspiration. I use my inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All right, you
He's doing a little
can roll me a d10.
I don't want the D8, you silly computer.
36 gold.
I'll take it for
Absolutely.
my.
36 gold for yours. For one bar.
My 3 bars. Wow, I've got 3 bars, so
Fine. You can sell your 3 bars for 36 gold apiece.
okay. Deal.
I would also like to do that.
He will
As would I.
motion to Avi to go pony. There's, if you'll excuse my spouse, I let him go get the gold, and he goes. Avi will ask, how many total bars are we talking about? Then I need to know.
Well, I just gave 3.
I think there's
I
15
gave 3.
total, isn't there?
I thought there were. If everybody's selling, there was 15, right? Total, 3 for each of you. Okay.
That was
I would
correct.
like to keep one of them.
Okay.
So it
Folan,
sounds like we're selling 14.
Yes.
you selling all 3 years?
I'm not there, but they can sell them.
Oh, you didn't go there with them. Did I miss
No,
something?
I was waiting for you to get done with this, and I was going to tell you that I wanted to go talk to the herbalist while they were doing.
Okay. Nope. You can give them the bars and excuse yourself. Nope. No, sorry. Did you flash it in if you can, or just zing me in Fancy Grounds when you're doing that? Okay. So 14 times, what's the total? I can't do my math.
500. It's 504, but I already put the 108 of mine in my box.
Well, okay. So 108. Well, but yeah, so that's fine.
It's 108
Well,
each.
Okay. All right. Each of you got 108.
Oh no! It wouldn't, because Fulanilla was only
Yeah, so because
2,
Quetzal
so-
only sold
that was
2.
not Poland that only sold 2.
Quetzal.
Quetzal.
So
Quetzal.
if for 3 of you, so 3, well, God damn it, where's my, oh my gosh, come here. So 3 times 36 is 108 for y'all, and 2 times 36 is 72 for Quetzal. The rest of you have 108 gold. So you can add that to your personal inventories.
Don't forget to do the coins on person thing too, right?
That's right. Yep. And delete all the bars out of your inventories. And I took them out of the party sheet. Okay. So while they're negotiating that,
Quetzal.
Quetzal, yes, gets 78, but everybody should have no more ballers. So while he's doing that, Folan excused himself and made his way down to the herbalist shop. And yeah, you can definitely see that there looks like there's a crown on the sign and it has, vines and leaves and kind of little flowers kind of wrapped around this crown.
Okay. Since it's a shop, does it appear to be?
Sorry, you cut off. Say that again.
I said, does the shop appear to be open?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yep.
Okay. I will open the door.
Okay. Yep. And you will abruptly come around, and you'll be standing in front of a wood elf. That female wood elf, long braided hair, and says, "Oh,
Another wood elf.
A kindred companion." He introduces himself.
I thought you said it was a her.
He kind of moves back and forth. I don't know if he's actually going to say it is a she, but it also, I'm trying to make sure how I say this. So you're noticing in your Troll Skull Alley that it's a very eclectic group of individuals live here. You just had your first gay couple in the Smith area. Those were two. They were husband and wife. This individual, Fala, will introduce herself. He follows the elven god Corlon Larathion, which is basically what?
That's the main elven god.
It is the main god. Okay, that basically doesn't register a sexual orientation. So it kind of, you can, they look like a female, but there's definitely male characteristics that you're also picking up on. And
so they're androgynous.
Something like that. It doesn't. This one.
Gender fluid.
Yeah, I was just gonna say elves are now gender fluid in Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, neither male or female. So it kind of moves back and forth. Folan, maybe you do too. We haven't figured that out yet, have we?
I'm pretty sure that Folan is a he.
Could be tested. tested.
No.
Anyway, so introduces himself, their selves as Fala.
I am Folan, a new neighbor. We have just taken ownership of the tavern right across the alley.
Oh, yes, the old building. And you're picking up also that she's a druid. Definitely getting the vibe. And recognizes that you are too.
Nice to see another druid in the area.
Well, yes, I must say, and a neighbor too. You look very well kept. What service may I bring to you today?
Mainly, I was just wanting to introduce myself to a new neighbor, and herbalist, obviously. So you obviously have some interest in plants as well. And obviously, I'm a druid myself, so I share these same interests, and just wanted to make your.
Yes, I keep many plants. I try to brew a few of the, more, simpler potions as I'm progressing in my skill, and that gives you a list at any time that you might need something here, and it gives you a list of the basic potions of animal friendship, climbing, greater healing, and water breathing. And there's a good bit of cost to them all, which we can put in a note deal. But yes, this is kind of what I'm working on now for the moment, and can whip up in a moment's notice if need be.
Oh, very good. My companions and I are a bit of the adventurous sort, so we may need your potions from time to time.
They are delicious. You'll love them. Love.
I'm sure.
So, anytime you may come in my shop. Then I would love the conversation anytime. Maybe I'll come down and visit. What are y'all going to do with this lovely place?
We are considering fixing it up and opening it back up as a tavern as it once was.
It was.
That is going to take a great deal of money to do that, and it's more than we have at the moment. So we will be working out of there for the time being, and fixing it up as.
Exciting. I will have to come down there and check it out when you open it up. Let me know when you have the grand opening then.
I'm sure when that happens, we will notify the whole area.
All right. Now.
And so I thank her, and I move on and go back to the.
Yep. All right. And the rest of y'all have excused yourself from the blacksmith and armorer and find yourself back in the alleyway.
What time of day is it?
It's taken a bit of the day for y'all. It really has. So traversing this, going down to the
Did you get my message?
Magistrate. Yeah, you can. So yes. So there's. Yeah. So the buying stuff from him will be from the individual so far. Definitely in the armor and all that. Basically, it's the same. It's the cost that you see in the player's handbook. So if you want some, let's do like a dagger, then it's 2 gold pieces per dagger.
Are there any other weapons or anything that they would have been
Yeah, so the armorers there basically said, let me go back, because let's see, Steel and Steam. The Genasi couple sells all metal weapons, armor, and shields listed in the player's handbook at normal cost.
All armor?
All armor. Metal armor.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was the case.
That's what I'm being told, sir, from my superiors.
metal.
I would like to explain to the party that during a short rest, if I have materials from creatures that we've killed, like bones and such, that I can make small weapons for them if need be.
So that's why you've been trying to carry bodies away from everywhere.
Now that makes sense. I thought you were kind of necromancer or something.
No, I'm very much the opposite of a necromancer.
Okay. We shall keep that in mind and leave it be for now, because I don't think I have enough to buy any of the weapons. And Grey Axe does pretty well for now.
As long as you don't mind the weapons being made of bones and such.
As long as we do not delve into unlawful killing, and they are rightful killings, I am perfectly fine with that.
All right.
Of course.
So y'all are, and more you've asked around and you're trying to, get a better understanding. Let's say you spend a little bit more of the day checking resources and, locations for guild members. And what you have discovered is that the Lords of Waterdeep have the power to implement laws about construction or basically any and all guilds. There's basically a guild for almost every darn thing that you ever want to do in here, from carvers, glass blowers, butchers, apothecaries, any and all things. And you basically, in some of your discussions and checking in with a few things right now, that the only rule that homeowners have the right to choose are the builders that they want a project for. And that you don't have to be affiliated with the guild, but you're finding out that it doesn't hurt. And that the guilds do competent work. It's not, great feats of engineering, but the lords of Waterdeep and their rules, require that there are certain standards that, that must be adhered to. And that they, they have certain costs. Construction work definitely is expensive. But depending on the type of work and the memberships that you carry with guilds help offset some of those costs. But with those memberships also come dues. And so you're going to have to, determine what I could do. I mean, I got more guilds I know what to do with. I'm looking at you've got to kind of plan out which ones you want to chat with to find out what your laborers will be to accomplish the task and the time frame that they need to have to be able to do the tasks that you set out before them.
How much of our house or Troll School manor or alley or whatever, how much of that is stone? I'm just wondering if there's a stonemasons group that, because in my 220 years, and I'm being a mountain dwarf, I have stone cunning. I know stone very well. I think I would have a good road to get into that guild, and maybe get some work that way for us.
It's a high possibility. You asked just, quick check in with on all. It's the guild. There is the guild of stone cutters, masons, potters, and tile makers. And they're, are high in demand because, many of the buildings, in Waterdeep are moving from a thatched and board type construction, which you will discover your place has too. They rot too easily and catch fire and leak. And everybody's moving to a tiled roof structure. And the 200 plus members of this guild are always busy. And they also have access and use stone to build parts of all of exterior buildings. There's not. And you will notice that I think your building's a little bit older. So the area around Troll Skull on that side, there are many that are stone. Yours, however, was built before that time, has not seen that upkeep.
Would I be able to tell if it structurally would hold up to converting some of it to?
There's some cost for it there, but yes, you think, maybe, well, you have to kind of give me an idea, if you look at the picture, and I'll see if I can see what else here, there's any more, shots of it that kind of give you all some ideas of what to do with the building. But those, there's no doubt that you think that some changes to the base structure of it or solidifying that foundation can then, would be a great improvement to it.
And tiling the roof and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, then Tennille is definitely makes the suggestion to the rest of the group and asks their opinion about him going ahead and going on to look at joining the stonemasons group to get us, some assistance from them and see what their cost would be. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely. I don't see any reason not to.
Okay. Well, then
Something
that's-
to check.
Looking at the picture of the manor here, it looks like it's made more out of wood than stone. So I'm not sure.
Probably
how
just
much
the
will-
foundation and the fireplaces.
the
That's
foundation,
correct.
the fireplaces, but then also maybe, some of the kitchen areas, changing the
Maybe
roof from a
carpet
thatched
or-
roof to a tiled roof. Those things are the things I'm looking more at. Not like tearing it down and rebuilding the whole thing, but just some of those areas that could help make it more of a solid foundation and fixing some of that
Look
stuff.
at the picture. It looks like it has like either not necessarily tile, maybe something else, but it doesn't look like it's that.
That's what I mean.
Even if it's like
If it's wood,
clapboard
then it's
roof or
probably
something
dry
like
rotted.
that.
Yeah, if
If
it's
you want
wood,
to
it's
do
way
it,
more
then
than
go.
anything else.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and head off to see if I can get that connection.
Do
Started.
it.
What?
All right.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to distillers. Let's see, business. Here's wow. This is cool. All right, so we have a purpose for the Neil. What about the other four? What are we doing? Bolin, what else are you doing?
I'm just working on cleaning up the inn. I'm taking out trash and trying to fix stuff up and stuff.
All right, Shadow, what about you?
I want to see if I can find some place I can try to sell the painting I have.
Okay. Shops, let's see. You have good. There's another place that wasn't too far off that you saw in the Castle Ward, Balthor's Rare and Wondrous Treasures.
Well, that sounds interesting just on its own, whether I sell this or not. So I want to go see that.
Off the Street of Swords, and so like I said, the maps. Once I'm going to check in to see when the updated start being able to put pins and having y'all be able to use the maps properly. It's definitely a wealthy shop and all that because of the wide selection of curios and stuff that you see in there. And there's some coins and gems and regalia, and he's definitely got a taste. Balthor has a taste for uniforms and badges, military type, because there are several colorful uniforms put together, and he's got you kind of see a little scroll kind of pinned off a little piece of paper, parchment next to basically some colorful stories about the particular history of this uniform and stuff like that. And
Well, I'm wearing a uniform, so
yep, and you will
Soldier of Am.
yep. And Balthor, a human male, will introduce himself and giving you the once over, and kind of nods and says that, and recognizes that, and but tisk a little bit that looks like the uniform's got a few spots in it that you'll need to make sure you want to get those stitched up, keep that uniform in tip-top shape.
I will look into it.
Now
Now, do you have any interesting items here? Interesting items.
What do you mean by interesting? I mean, all my stuff is interesting. Look at this stuff. I've got some great coins. Basically, you're seeing antiquities.
I like to find interesting items with interesting histories.
Well, there's so much to talk about here, and brings up a.
What's your most interesting item?
I have a few gems here that harken back to an age and back to the lens of Toril, and they belong to a king and queen, and they kept them as in rings, and though they used to say that they kept where they wore the rings and kept them, they were able to know where each other were at all times. But alas, I believe that the magic in them has faded over the ages. But they're lovely specimens. And he kind of shows it in a little case.
Interesting for those shinies.
They're definitely shinies.
Too bad the magic is worn off.
Yes, I'm afraid that it is. This is what I'm being told, not being a magic user myself.
Well, I have this interesting painting.
And the paintings, I believe, were depict cities of, so there are 3 of them, and there was one of Waterdeep. One was of Baldur's Gate, and I believe the other one was of...
I thought there was 4 of them.
Oh, I've got 3. Did someone take one?
I took one out of the thing that's in my backpack.
Okay, you've got one. Okay, so do you have all of them then?
I did not grab all of them. I only grabbed one.
Okay, so you have a picture of... what did I say? One is of Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, and... Someone give me another big name city.
Kalimshan?
Kalimshan, fine.
You say Kalimport.
Kalimport, there you go. Roll me D4. Which picture you have, or did you want particularly one of them? There you go. Kalim.
Okay. So I show him the painting I have.
Yes. Not bad at all. I believe that the frame is not in bad order and all that. I think these were in fairly good shape when y'all found them.
Yes, they were.
Yes. Well, what how did you acquire this? You don't seem to be a type that would.
Well, I'm more or less an adventuring type, and I find items. This one seemed interesting to me, but I like to acquire new interesting items as I go along. This one bores me now.
Oh, well. And what do you want to sell it for?
Well, right now I'm interested in seeing what you'd be interested in purchasing it for.
It is what you have it appraised at. It's a fine work of art. It needs appraisal, which is, I would have to spend some time with it maybe to give it an appraisal of it. But just looking at it, I don't know. Do we even know who the artist was?
Unfortunately, I do not.
Such a shame. Having a letter of authenticity with it would be nice to know. It could have been just over someone's mantle, painted by a young one. But it's not a bad quality, I must say. It does have a certain charm to it, don't you think?
Well, it would be more interesting to me if I knew its story, but unfortunately I don't.
Yes. Just a nice broad view of the city itself. No, I never had the taste for that city. I'd keep myself here. Why venture out from the walls? All I need is here at my door. And out into the street. Don't you think so?
Well, if it means
you're an
anything,
adventurer.
I chose to move north instead of south, so...
Yes. Well, so you want to make a persuasion roll on him?
I suppose I can do that.
Moo-ha-ha. How good are you?
Not great.
Oh, he will counter. Well, it has some intrinsic value I can see, and then maybe I can just have research. How's 70 gold?
I'll take it.
Sold.
Okay. Now I want to look around the shop and see if I notice anything that seems interesting to me.
Other than the uniforms, trinkets, it's, you've got a few necklaces, lots of shinies, the different sorts and types, some earrings, all, they're rare and wondrous treasures, but they all seem to have, there's definitely some, there's definitely little placards next to a few that, they have a story, and you're seeing, he hasn't got prices next to them, which should worry you.
Well, at the moment, I'm not worried about pricing.
Well, that's just your clue to him that he considers them very high in cost.
Well, all this stuff seems very interesting, and I definitely would like to hear more of the stories. But I am rushed for time, so thank you very much.
Well,
I will take my leave.
Any other curios that you discover, please bring them back to Balthor. I'll be more than glad to take a look at them for you.
Thank you, I will.
You bet. Good day.
Good day.
Click. All right, so you sold yourself a painting. Linder, what are you doing?
I'll probably be looking for some items to fill our stores with a little bit, at least, so we can eat while we're there.
Yeah, y'all would have gone through a few, definitely a couple of days of rations. So I'm going to tick those off.
I don't really have any applicable skills for getting the place back in order, so I'd probably be working in the kitchen so that I at least have something to offer.
Oh boy, don't eat his food.
It'll get there.
Well, outside of the mess kits that y'all have, you don't really have anything else to cook with.
Yep, that's what I would be doing, out acquiring all of those things.
So you would want to make your way to a store.
The general store, yeah.
Well,
general store or something.
Yeah, general. Yeah. Oh, where is that going? Well, there's just, oh my. Look at all these damn shops. They really took some time on this. I don't know whose module this is. You're gonna find fish off toward the docks. You're gonna find your different fishing areas.
No fish. No more fish. No more fish.
Have you had enough of the fish?
Fish
No more fish.
sounds yummy.
No. Shadow, I'm gonna take your ball of yarn if you bring back fish.
I'm the one going to get the food, not Shadow.
Sorry, scared me for a second.
Fish.
And there will be fish. But it will not all be fish.
I'm trying to find some smokehouse. Is that a barbecue? Yeah, we got the dock ward, a smokehouse, and
a smokehouse in the dock ward probably sells smoked fish.
There you go. Yeah. You've got a fine nuts, a nuts place for all your nuts. These nuts.
Well, I need equipment first.
So, well, that would just be a regular trader. Let's see what's the trader doing here. Runs a cram trades. Soft-spoken, stout little man, runs a cram shop with seller traders just about anything. He barters. That's a pawn shop. Okay, that's a pawn shop.
He might have some stuff in there.
Old knot shop. Yeah, they just kind of give you what they are. Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
I have brewer supplies. Would that not include pots, pans, distillery, all that stuff?
Yeah, distillery stuff, I'm sure.
distillery stuff, not a full pot. But now most of you've got mess kit, but true, cooking vats and, I mean, simple stuff that you could do to get by, day to day and just for yourself. Sure, all of you've got that. But moving forward, if you're going to get into serving or having those who put on true meals and all that for patrons and all that, you're going to have to get into purchasing
proper kitchen knives.
Yes, yeah.
I assume there's a wood-fired range in the kitchen or something like that.
I think there's looking at the kitchen area. Up in if you look at the picture of it, first floor, there is a fireplace in the back corner.
Nice. Yeah. So I need like a cauldron. There's a big wooden prep surface, so I don't really need a cutting board.
No, I think you can figure out y'all could get that, cleaned up. Equipment list, but, gear, buckets. What else is in here? Jugs and pictures. There's all these costs are in. There's good bit enough to be able to determine what those costs are in the player's handbook, the adventuring guide table, just so you know. You have to give me a shopping list. Would you believe?
I can do that in Discord later.
Yeah.
Meantime, I'd like to get some ingredients. That's going to be a lot less in depth, I'm sure.
Same type of stuff. I'm just trying to see. I got to go through all the shops here, so we'll start working on that. Because y'all are going to walk around, and y'all are in the North Ward, so to speak. So the North Ward is going to have. There's definitely an exotic wine shop not too far on. There's a tobacconist in the area, and you've got some Stars Fish shop is definitely in the area. Pastries, lots of others. Furriers.
We're talking about finished products right now. I want raw materials.
Yeah, raw materials. Well, that's going to have to probably take you down to the sea or the dock wards to get down when it's stuff coming in. Yeah. To the grocer. And the South Ward is the garrulous grocer. And in the dock ward, where are we at? Perfume, nuts, fish again, leathers, storage. Yeah. In there. But while y'all are, so this is taking this, so we've got a couple of days as this is progressing on. So we'll need to do, we'll keep moving the story forward a little bit, but, question is, what's going to happen next. But you will notice, though, that from time to time, there is y'all have caught an individual, he's kind of a male, human male, that is kind of across the street, and down just a couple of buildings to the west. Let me see. Where's y'all's map? And let me bring it up. Troll Skull Alley players. It's going to be so down about he bought a smaller building in the same alley. Yeah. Okay. So you caught notice of it. We'll put it right here. Well, that's got a little. Actually, we're going to put it right here on this corner. For the moment, let me go check the pins on that one. But it's you hadn't really paid attention. It was not very impressive building, but it's another pub. And y'all watched a couple of times, and this gentleman came in and out of the building, and he kind of stares over at y'all. And he's, kind of leans up against it and kind of watches y'all come in and out. And then y'all kind of notice him that he goes in and out of this building from time to time. Shakes his head, turns around, goes back in.
So I'm not seeing which building you're talking about.
I put the map, I put it over southwest. Here, let me put a...
So the one with the arrow due west of the...
Yes, due west of 1. Uh-huh. Yeah, sorry, I'll put a... Hey, what number are we at? 6? Yeah.
So this is a competing tavern, is what you're...
Could be. Anyway, y'all you've caught him from time to time. Steps out, looks over, walks up and down the street a few times, kind of a little survey of what y'all are doing, and then, he walks back in over there. That's all. Just put that in your hoppers.
I'll sneak over there.
During the evening? I mean, it's got people coming in and out of it too.
I'll sneak on over there in the evening.
Yes.
There you go.
What am I saying? There we go.
No, you roboted it on me.
Oh, sorry. I turned away from my mic for a second. I was looking at the book because I've got 5 different things opened up, looking at all the different scenarios, to get kind of, to keep y'all, as we're moving forward, looking at things, learning. Because, y'all have some stuff to do ahead of you here. So you'll walk over and you can kind of see, it's definitely another little pub, and it's not very impressive, and doesn't, outside of being open for business, its condition is not far off from what y'all have to deal with right now inside. It's a surprise to you that in this area that this place is still kind of run down.
It would seem if we can fix ours up a bit, we might be able to get a higher class clientele over at our place.
Agreed.
And you see him, you kind of watch, and you could see through the door, the haze, the fog. He definitely is working the bar. And you might actually, shadows, you're watching that, you can make me a perception roll out in the open. A couple times you'll have caught that someone would have taken a sip, the distaste for the wares that this man's, selling. Someone spit out, this ale is stale. My God. Or someone eats up a piece of food. They couldn't cook this any better.
Gotta hate those stale ales.
Yeah. So, it's only happened a couple of times. The rest, but you do notice that a couple of complaints shouted out.
Good to know.
Shouldn't be hard to get an edge up on this guy.
And yep. Other than that, yeah. You've got, if y'all have taken time, that you're going to have to get a little, definitely working on the money, to get really things moving forward, the 1,000 to 1,200 that you're going to need to get in and chat with the guild members and all that, it's going to take about 2 weeks to really push it to get it open. And then you're going to need Then you've got about 200, 250 that you're going to need for all the licensing and contracts, all that stuff that's got to be paid up front. They get the code up to, coding stuff, things like all that. And then, your 10-day, or basically they use 10 days here or 2 weeks, you're looking about, for what you're going to have to make wise is about 60 gold to cover what you would believe maintenance, guild expenses, and, if you're going to be paying wages for those individuals that you need to actually help you run the establishment, your laborers, your winches.
We need to find some jobs.
So, yes, so we're going to find some jobs, and there is a notice board. Where are we? Storyline in. Oh, that's just a black picture. So where do I get the?
So there's no notices. Okay.
Yeah, no. Well, I was trying to show. Yeah, thank you. And I opened up the picture, and I'm like, hey, there's nothing there. Waterdeep's notice boards. Some quests that are in and around Waterdeep and the such. And the question is, where are the boards? In different parts of town, there are basically these notice boards that have, they're basically what I'm just saying they are, that you can see that they're notices and descriptions of things that someone's needing help with, or assistance, or even maybe a few that, seem a little under the table. And they are in Waterdeep's. We'll go to the first one. Image trade wards, but I'm opening up that. It's a black screen. Why is that? What do you? So, yeah. You find one of them. If y'all pass by it over time, and we'll get something planned here. I don't want to get too into image. Okay. They've got the images for them. Oh, this is so cool. All right. I'm going to put these up, and y'all can. I'm going to show them to you. This is cool. All right. Because I actually had another extension that was a notice board thing that I thought pretty cool. So here's the 5 that you've kind of have seen, have caught y'all's attention. I'm going to show them all. Is this not cool? I know everybody can't read them all, but I'm covering up. And then there's
killing me.
There's one more, and it's really weird.
Kitty, read that one. Put down the ball of twine and read that one, Kitty. Shadow. Hello, Shadow.
I'm reading it.
Well, what does it say?
I think it says dwarves need not apply.
Racist. They're a bunch of racist. Let's see here. What's this union against criminals? Well, that's dramatic. Ravage the city. The city doesn't look ravaged, but okay.
Yeah, each time turn on they play. Okay. Okay, that's Tavern there, break. All right. You're using the tavern as your HQ, yes, for the moment. And you return, you do shopping, you're doing rest, recuperations. Okay, so I get that. And you've got some notice boards here, and that's basically what they see. So y'all have an understanding that this may be a way to get some quick cash.
So does any of those seem interesting to anybody?
Well, the Union Against Criminals one is local, at least, so we don't have to go anywhere. Might be quicker than trying any of the other ones.
Yeah, but is it really
also-
asking for help more so than? I mean, all it's really asking for, it seems like, is information. I mean, I guess we could go to them and talk to them about the criminals that we found in the warehouse.
Well,
them
the
about
Union
that.
Against Criminals one is offering wages for support, and they're looking for people to work directly for them as well.
The diplomatic incident one looks interesting, though, too.
That's
And y'all
kind
have
of the
seen
one
some
we
other
have to lean
you've seen
towards.
some other boards around. You know that there are other places, but these are kind of the this first set are coming out of the trade wards where y'all, and you're on the north ward too. So I can find y'all. Let me find y'all's water board and your notice board. I mean, south ward. That doesn't say what ward that is. D ward. On the docks. Doesn't say where it's at. That's the trade. There's a few more. There's a few more boards. If y'all, gonna keep searching around, there's I'll close these out. Here's a few more. And we have
Yes, let's do that one.
Debt collectors. That sounds great. That sounds about as great as being the person in charge of delivering subpoenas.
All right, 4 more. There you go.
Let's skip the witchcraft one. That sounds dangerous.
Sentient constructs? No.
Oh, cool. I can. So, is that the same hiring debt collectors? Which one did I just give y'all? Curses and witchcraft.
Curse of the Black Bell, Sabotage Water Elemental, Curses and Witchcraft, and Hiring Debt Collectors.
I'm trying to see the picture that they gave. Wow, because the picture they gave me for the notice board is so here's what it's supposed to look like, the board itself. And I just sent you, but they're not matching quite up to what I just sent you. So there's a couple more there, but I'll find them. But anyway, so the board has got the pictures.
I am searching for peons. Oh, that's great. Thanks, bud.
Who's searching for peons?
Halifo.
Mm.
He's on the big
I like
board.
the Silver Mine Sea is the most careful order of smiths and metal forgers hereby requests the help of some battle-hungry mercenaries. 10 days ago, the local rabble occupied the Order Silver Mine in the Sword Mountains. This barbarous act threatens Waterdeep's prosperity and reputation abroad. The rebellious elements need a proper whacking. And the Order pays handsomely. Visit Patricia Dawn Varman for further information. Interested parties will find him in the guild house in the trades ward.
Well, that sounds interesting.
That does sound interesting.
Very interesting. I like that
We'll
one.
take it.
Yeah.
Which one is it now?
Silvermine
Silvermine.
Seas.
Silvermine Seas. So let me go back. That is on.
You go to the
Okay.
trades ward.
So hereby request the help of some battle-hungry mercenaries. 10 days ago, the local rabble occupied the Order Silvermine and Sword Mountains. This barbarous act threatens Waterdeep prosperity and reputation abroad. The rebellious elements need a proper whacking, and the Order pays handsomely. Visit Patricia Dolan Vorman for further information. Interested parties will find him in the guild house in the trade wards. Okay. So y'all will take the rest of the day to, get prepared and get your, I would assume you need to get yourself, you need to get your new HQ, cleaned up, locked down, basically, is what I'm saying. And you're going to get up the next morning and make your way down to the trade ward and ask around, and you you heard about this this guild because Embrick, the fire genasi, was a member of it. And you'll ask, and you will find the building in the trade wards where the guild house is at, and you ask for the Patrician. Yeah, Dolan. Well, Patrician Dolan, basically Patrician Borman. I'm not sure how they say first or last names. You're going to be introduced to him, and Brennan Dolan will basically tell you that it's going to task the characters to travel to the Sword Mountains to dispose of the rabble that seized the Order's mine. And this mine actually is not too far off from a town called Phandalin. And the Sword Mountains, and that the dirty. Am I choosing my locations properly? God, I hope so. Sword Coast. I don't have my map right in front of me. Sword Coast Adventures Guide campaign. Oh, I don't want shared. I want all. Let's just go to all.
Before we left, we got rations together, right?
You can stock up. You could just a little bit. Yeah, y'all still. Yeah, so they should. I won't ding you right now for them because I'm, a benevolent DM. Holy moly, this map is huge.
Oh.
Man, I can open up the main Sword Coast map. I can't send that to y'all. Y'all will kill me. It'll lock your system down. All right, so okay, so the Sword Mountain. Actually, I apologize. The Sword Mountain is definitely not. Oh, is it? No. Where is? Yes, it is. Okay, so it is runs along. Do I have a low res version of the map that I can send y'all? I used to. You're going to go up north. Along the main trail, the main roads, and into Sword Mountains are definitely between the road goes along the coastline, and on the right hand side, the Sword Mountains that then venture up in the Desrin Valley, and the is off on the eastern side of the Sword Mountains. And there's two sections of the mountains, and Phandalin. Well, y'all wouldn't know, but you quick rundown that Phandalin is kind of stuck between these two outcroppings of what's called the Sword Mountains. All right, and he's basically telling y'all that in the he needs the peaceful solution, or just rabble rouser. He wants them taken care of.
Who exactly has seized this?
He does not know.
Just some bandits, probably.
He just wants them to, the rabble rousers. They've seized the mine and nothing's coming out, and we need this taken care of. And please, head up there and dispose of them. Now the question is, you're going to ask me, how much is it gonna be? Oh, heaven forbid! Why didn't they give me a cost for what? Forward. I apologize. I'm trying to see what is the 42 quests and how much is he offering. Okay. Here's all, but these are all the breakdowns who they are. So, he's looking at y'all. So, to cover supplies and a day's pay, the cost to get up there, because it's going to take you a few weeks to get up there and back and all that. You know, you're looking at somewhere probably around about 100 gold a piece to go do this.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds like a mad payout then.
Yeah, I'm pulling it out of my backside right now,
Whatever
just so
we
you
can
know.
take from the bad guys.
Yeah. So, because I'm going to go back and look through this again to make sure I'm understanding its layout. I'm sure it looks different when they print this stuff out, or you buy the PDFs based on when you put it into Fantasy Grounds, you know, and it's broken apart.
So a few weeks, though, is walking speed to get up there?
Yeah, y'all don't have mounts.
That could be changed.
It's up to y'all. That's basically, you're going to be sent north into the Sword Mountains to dispose of the rabble. He's basically telling you that seized the Order's mines.
Would they provide us with mounts?
Say that again?
Yeah, would they
really
provide us with
consider
mounts
providing us with mounts?
if we agree to go on this task?
Faster we get
It
up
would
there,
be
the
much
faster they get their
faster.
mounts back.
I mean, they'll obviously want us to bring back proof.
One of you choose to roll a persuasion check, and only one of you.
I'll do it.
Let me give you guidance.
Can we assist him?
So who's doing it?
Yes, you may assist.
Lindier.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So advantage.
That's with advantage. You're being assisted.
Who's rolling it?
Linder.
Go for it.
You got the free Skittles. That's right.
And the advantage.
Well, there you go.
I would say that's successful.
There you go. That would be a successful persuasion. And yes, the Order should be able to come up with some horses. I guess being city folk, you probably should have thought of that up front. So yes, he will provide you mounts to be able to ride on up to the Sword Mountains. Any other questions?
We haven't discussed payout.
That's a good question. Well, yeah, no, he said he gave you 100 once he,
I thought. Okay.
yeah, 100 gold
That's the
apiece.
payout is 100 apiece? Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And how exactly are we going to prove to you that we have taken care of the problem?
He will send,
So you're going to send a squad of soldiers up there to hold the mine after we
he
take
doesn't really have, I don't have his soldiers. They will get with the City Watch, but they will ask for a contingent of, maybe that might be best. Hadn't thought it, that's probably a good call to get some of the foremans and those who, new foremans, because, understanding that the current foreman up there that we had was killed, and I've got to hire another one now, and I believe the understanding that the vagabond that is taking over this goes by the name of Dorn. Brennan Dorn, I believe is his name, is running things up there. So that's who you should seek out and dispose of his head as quickly as possible. But I will send, yes, he will get a group of maybe some hired help and some more foremen, another couple of foremen, and then definitely, another assessor that can get in there and some of the other, miners themselves, and they will follow y'all up there. He will give you time to get up there to take care of the problem so that they don't lose any more of their order, since, it's tough to find.
So they'll follow behind us and arrive shortly after.
Yeah, he'll give you a few days. Yes, it'll get him time. Now that you have somebody in place, he will assemble his people. It will take him a day or two to get things in order, to get them move out, and he will set on up afterwards. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because we wouldn't want anybody necessarily coming with us, but behind us.
That's fine.
We wouldn't want to risk anybody else's safety.
Totally agree, Sir Dwarf. Totally agree. Bloodshed is not my thing. All right. So, if there are no other questions, you have a task. You have a quest before you. No questions?
Other questions?
Then we'll hold for the night. I will catch this next week then as they go to the Sword Mountains. How about that?
How about that?
Yes. So I will. So what I will do, is y'all have some homework. You have, I guess you need to come up with kind of a timeline, and an order of things for you determining exactly what you want to do with the building, and kind of I need a scheduling, a layout of what you want to do and how you're going to do it and accomplish, and ask me some questions. And then I will put together, let me see how easy it is to pull together, the notice boards to some degree, and kind of filter a few toward you so that y'all can kind of look at, it'll help me basically kind of plan a few missions. Kind of, we'll do this, or we could check out a couple of these, and you can ask me some more questions about which ones sound kind of interesting, so then I can kind of plan ahead and get them laid out for you, because I got 50 some of them sitting in front of me. Okay. And then I can then put the total together for the true cost that, unless I'm supposed to, there may be some tables I'm supposed to roll over. So the 100 right now, we'll start there, and then I can fluctuate, see how close I was, for the money raising. Plus this is just one of the side modules I bought. There's still a few things that go on in the book itself. And some things that'll start to happen. Yes, you're kind of like, well, where are we getting to the adventure? Well, this is the adventure right now, is this building, and what y'all do and what goes on determines when the next thing's gonna happen. That's all. I don't want to give it away, because but things have to go on in the city for a while, and y'all have to listen to some of the clues I give you and the things that are going, taking place before you start putting it together. Okay.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
a little different gameplay, if you haven't noticed. So that's why I'm very interested, chatting about putting this group together to run it, because it definitely has a huge bunch of potentials to go all over the place, and just the third-party resources for it out there's a ton. So people are having fun with this one. So, okay. Enough of my flapping lips. Any other questions from y'all, or is that enough? And you need a name. We need a group name to go on the deed. So you're not really accomplished much yet, but I'm sure y'all can come up with something.
Tenacious Deed.
Oh man.
No.
All right, folks, we're done for the evening then. We'll hold it right there as they take on their first side quest for their money-raising campaign, their GoFundMe in Waterdeep. Probably need to post something like that to raise money, and you can also rename the building too.
Yeah,
So,
I don't
So you don't. It doesn't have to be called Troll Skull Manor. You can. It's your
Once
building
we
now.
figure out our name, we can figure out what the name of the building is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yep. All right. We're gonna hold there until next week. I believe making sure. Yeah, we're good for the next couple of weeks, folks. Unless something comes up week-wise. The only thing calendar that's going to come up will be that first weekend in March. I'm going to go dark while we prep and get ready and travel up to Gary Con on that Thursday. So, but I think that's the first weekend in March, I believe. The 4th, yeah, because the Gary Con starts on the 7th of March. So that week right there, we'll go dark while I prep and get things up there, and we'll be checking in and posting stuff on the channel and Twitter and all that while we're up there creating havoc. So
you can hear me. I don't think my reckless attack got put.
I'll put it. I didn't do any of it. I totally no. I'll get it.
It's not letting me actually select it.
Don't sweat it. I've got to code all that. As soon as that came up, I said, "Oh shit, my bad." So I will get on tomorrow night, and while I'm working on some other things, I'll code everybody's extra spots that are there, and change. I've got y'all stat sheets that are on this. That are on the channel that need to be up the hit points and the level and all that. I totally missed all that.
Hear you anymore?
Yeah. So anyway, good job. If y'all are, any other questions, if not, then we'll hold here. And thank everybody for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow night for how do I pick my fighting style? Give me a second question. Let me sign off, and then we'll talk off screen here. We'll be back tomorrow night with Corey running East Texas University, and then Thursday and Friday back to D&D. Deadbeats and Out of the Abyss, and the Friday night newbies playing Lost Mine. So y'all be good. Take care, and we'll see y'all later.
Good night, all.